which will be followed by the Committee of the Whole for the Urbana City Council, and that will be chaired by Dennis Roberts. But I'd like to call the Cunningham Town Board meeting to order. And would the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Ammons.
Present.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Jacobson.
Here.
Mr. Madigan. Ms. Marlin.
Here.
Mr. Roberts.
Here.
Mr. Smythe.
Here.
Mayor Pressing.
Here. The first item is the minutes of the previous meeting, which is June 3rd, 2013.
Move approval.
Okay, motion by Ammons,
Second.
seconded by Jacobson for approval of the minutes. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? That motion carries. Next is the committee to verify bills. And we have our township supervisor here, Michelle Mayo.
The bills include June interim checks. Town fund is $61,575.91, and the general assistance fund is $55,823.40.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Motion by Ammons, seconded by Smythe. Any discussion? Any questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, reports of officers. Any reports? Okay. Petitions and communications, I have one person, Carol McCusick.
I don't think the minutes of June 3rd appear in the binder at the back of the room for the Cunningham Town Board, and they're not posted online, so I thought I'd might point that out. Then I was going to say that at June 3rd meeting, I talked about how maybe the annual town meeting for Cunningham Township needs to have, organized, the people need to organize to have about the question of having a website for that annual meeting. But one thing I neglected to mention was with this Cunningham Town Board online, like the other boards and commissions, there might be an advantage of having some predictable setup, so that maybe this annual town meeting would want to wait until we get a Board of Government Information or some kind of to work on our government information issues as a city in a democratic forum. So that's back to Cunningham Town Board issues. The budget that's under under unfinished business is referred to here by designation of final amended budget for 2013 through 14. And so this agenda for tonight was online. It was online, 48 hours. I'm at the government page. Okay, could make that a little bigger. Go to boards and commissions and Cunningham Township Board. So this is a meeting that's happening on the 8th of 2013. So this is where the agenda for this meeting was to be found for the last 48 hours, supposedly. So I just checked it just this evening. So Under the agenda that people are following here at this meeting tonight, in case you're watching on television or something, under unfinished business, this is this item, this designation of final amended budget. So the state law, the Open Meetings Act, requires if there's going to be final action on something, it has to be part of the that 48-hour notice. So what I'm driving at is it's not posted for this meeting tonight. So I was going to tell you where it is. Back to the Cunningham Township Board page. Okay. This line here.
You
Click here
have 1 minute, Ms. McCusick.
to view the Cunningham financial reports. You click there, and it's this, the third thing down. And I'm here, but I haven't reviewed this. I've just found it. But so it looks like it's a 21-page PDF and has a lot of it explains about the budget. So it's good for background. So that's one thing. And then the other thing I was going to point out was because of the holiday that happened was that when you had until the 3rd of July, I don't believe there was anything.
Did you want to ask for more time? Is that why you
I
have
would
it?
like.
Is there anyone that wants to give more time?
Let's give her more time.
Okay. Okay. 2 minutes more? Is that? Okay. Would you like 2 more minutes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thanks. If you look at this page for the canceled, there was a notice that it was canceled. Okay, that was. But I guess what I want to look at is today's date. Look at the notice for today. At the bottom, it shows the date the web page was created, and that was on the 3rd of July. So, like, if you were planning to go to the meeting on the 1st, how would you know that the Cunningham Township Board was going to have their first week of the month meeting tonight? So maybe the rescheduling notice for the 1st of July,
You have 1 minute, Ms. McCusick.
or the cancellation notice really should say not only that it's canceled, but when it's moved to, particularly since this is the months where the budget is getting acted upon. So these two noticing problems, both like the meeting page due to the recancellation, and also like how would people from the agenda know where to find the budget? I mean, I don't think that there could be final action on that budget tonight. I think that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address? Oh, did you have a question
I
for
have
her?
a
Eric
question.
Jacobson has a question for
Yeah, I have a
you.
question related to Carol's testimony. Is there a logistical reason why individual items for Cunningham Township Board can't be posted at the same time that the agenda is posted as they're done for the full city council?
The city puts all the stuff on the website, not the township. We bring it over, and then Bill DeJarnette used to put it on there, so we don't put it on your website. You guys do that, the city does that for us.
Okay, so it would make sense to add a little bit more continuity in there, as pointed out, if we can. I think that makes
Sure.
sense. We'll just have to figure out who the person doing it is and ask them to try to think a little bit broader.
Okay?
Yeah, so
Okay.
put it on my to-do list for IT.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to address the Cunningham Town Board? Okay. Unfinished business, the designation of the final amended budget for fiscal 2013-2014. Michelle?
This was just carried over from the last meeting that we had.
Okay. I mean, do you want action on this tonight, or what?
Sent it here for approval, I think.
No, this is the town board. So, why is it on the agenda?
From it hasn't been approved yet for our FY14
Oh, I see,
budget.
has not been approved.
Right,
Okay.
it was sent from the special meeting.
Okay. All right. Do you want to say anything about it, what the changes are, or?
The only issue I believe that the board was having was that the assessor other salary line item remained the same.
Okay, and that's been changed? So it's the same?
It is correct to what the board
Okay.
wanted it to be.
All right. Carol?
Just had one question. I know that there was a slight cut. You gave us a caseload for July. Does the number of 120 in the caseload reflect a purposeful decrease, or just a number of people coming to get general assistance?
This is the beginning of the month. You still have all of the Fridays in July that people do get opened. That is why we
okay.
have the interim checking account for people that are open mid-month. So if people are opened on Fridays, that will slightly increase, but this is current as of,
This is just year-to-date,
correct,
today's day. Okay.
yes.
Typically, we
Okay.
see it go up a little bit between now and the final. So it's good to have the ongoing past months. So that it's important to look at the trends there.
Okay, Eric?
Yep, maybe this is what Charlie just said, but I think it would be very good if we went back a little bit farther so we could see some comparisons year to year, complete months, so that we can actually see the annual, because there are seasonal trends, but then there are,
Right.
we'd like to see.
So you want
a-
more than FY 2013?
So I would say, for example, that if we had 6/12, 5/12, and 4/12 also at the beginning, then we would have begin to have some measure of what was happening year to year, because we'd have a comparison of the complete months from 12 and the complete months in 13. So if that's feasible, I think that would be a really
Sure, I
good
can just
addition.
print out the graft for every year
Yeah,
and bring
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike Madigan?
I would just like to expand upon that. I think what Eric is asking for is great. And you can also, I assume this is generated by Excel or something like that. You can do, in my businesses, I do year over year, month by month, or accounting period by accounting period. They don't necessarily match up to months. And I know it would be color, or maybe you could do it in,
We don't have color printing.
well, you don't have to do color necessarily because you can do different grayscales and that kind of thing, but you could do a bar graph that shows year over year, and those are important things to look at for you, for us.
Sure.
2012, 2013, month by month, same period caseload. It's an overlay that you can do, and I'm sure somebody at IT at the city could help you set that up, and it would really be painless once
Right.
you have it set up.
Okay.
Charlie?
Yeah, I was going to suggest something similar, and that way we can just sort of keep it, rather than having to reprint it every time too. We could do like the previous 3 years and have them sitting there, and then start adding the fourth year or something like that, minimize the amount of paper, but, yes, or put it on the web, yeah, and we could refer to it on the web. That might be even easier, then we wouldn't have to print it at all. Just update it and have a picture of it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll put that on the IT list too.
You're making a lot of work for yourself. Okay, is there a motion on this budget? We can continue the discussion. Okay, a motion by Jacobson, seconded by Marlin.
I think Charlie.
Oh, sorry, I have a hard time understanding who says what.
Yeah,
Okay, motion by Smythe, seconded by Marlin. Any other questions on the budget? Would the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Ammons?
Yes.
Mr. Jacobson?
Yes.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Ms. Marlin?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Smythe?
That motion carries. Next is new business. Michelle.
The resolution for prevailing wage that we do every year is one
Okay.
that needs to.
I'll make a motion
Okay, motion by Dennis Roberts.
that we accept the prevailing wage for 2013.
Seconded by Smythe. Any questions, discussion? Would all those in favor please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. And then you have a transfer?
Yes, for fiscal year 2013, there are a couple of transfers for line items that originally did not have enough money in their budget. There was $340 that needed to be transferred to the supervisor's salary, and I transferred that from the separation pay line item. Also, $109 in town fund administration board salary. The board gets paid per meeting, so when there's special meetings, those aren't always figured into the budget when it's originally done. And that was also taken out of separation pay. $274 into health insurance, town fund administration health insurance from separation pay, and that was based on the insurance rates going up. Town fund administration salaries, other $832 was transferred from the legal line item. We had an overlap in my old position and me training the new person there while Carol was still the supervisor, so that's why the salary line items are needing adjusted.
So what is the separation pay?
It's just a line item in the budget that if anybody quits or
This is
gets
for regular
terminated-
employees, not for the elected officials?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And then town fund assessor health insurance line item was short $2,663. So I transferred that amount from their salaries other line item. And in general assistance, health insurance again was short $180. So that was taken from the general assistance separation pay. $60 in work and training, and what the work and training is where we supply or used to supply bus passes for our clients, yearly bus passes. So that line item was short $60, and I was able to take that out of medical care line item. And then the personal allowance is the GA monthly grant, because the caseload was so high that still needed to be increased. And that was $961 taken out again of the medical care line item.
Okay, any questions for Michelle? Is there a motion? Motion by Smythe,
Second.
seconded by Jacobson. Any other discussion? Would the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Ammons?
Yes.
Mr. Jacobson?
Yes.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Ms. Marlin?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Smythe?
That motion carries. Then we have consideration of Kemper CPA Group. You don't have any material on that, or you just
No,
want to talk about it?
they had emailed me the engagement letter for them to do our audit again this year. They did it in past years, and I believe, have you looked at that? Fred has looked at it. And we just wanted to basically inform the board and see if there were any issues with Kemper doing the audit again, because they're going to start it within a week and a half.
Do you normally rotate auditors?
We haven't for the past few years.
How many years have they done it?
Kemper?
I don't know. It's historically, it's been changed periodically, but not on a specific schedule. There's no legal requirement.
No, but just general. Diane?
Do you ever go out for bid?
We have, and we have, I believe it was every 3 years that we had done in the past, but that's like, they're just learning the whole, how the township works and getting familiar with the budget and everything like that, and then we switch and get somebody new. But I believe we have had Kemper for 4 years, I think. I'm not positive.
Okay. Any other discussion? You just want a motion to say that that's what we would like?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other questions for Michelle on this auditor issue?
I was just going to suggest that because they have an expectation to to start within the week, that the town board should support this request, but that we request that there be an RFP sent out for the next schedule, prior to the next schedule of audit, because we should absolutely switch them every so many years.
Okay. Is there a second to Carol's motion?
I'll second that.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay. Second motion by Carol Ammons to hire Kemper for this year, but do an RFP for next year, and it was seconded by Eric Jacobson. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? That motion carries. You don't have any further business? Okay, then we'll adjourn the meeting then. Thank you all.